Hello everybody and welcome to the kitchen. Today we're going to be making French onion soup. You get this in the restaurant, the nice steakouts, and it has a bubbly cheese, the nice rich broth, and you think this has to be impossible to make. And it really isn't. I'm going to make it nice and easy for you. This one isn't quick. It takes a while, but there's not too much active time, so let's make it happen. I got here in my nice heavy Dutch oven a stick of butter, all melted up, ready to roll. And to that, I'm going to add a big old bowl full of onions. It's about 2.5 pounds of Spanish onion. I'm just going to throw that right on in. Okay, get this good and seasoned with some salt. I'm going to put in a good tablespoon or so to start. Some pepper. Grate a good deal of that in there. And I'm going to add some sweet paprika. Paprika, another one of those spices which I like to use in a lot of different things. Make sure your paprika is nice and fresh. If your can is old enough to register to vote, you should not be using it. Alright, so we got that all set. We're going to give it a good stir. Get everything coated and happy. Now we are just going to let this reduce down and cook for about 45 minutes an hour. I'm going to cut the heat down to low, put the lid on it, and just let it set, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so we're back to it. It's been about 45 minutes. They're cooking down nicely. We're going to give them a stir. Now, if you see on the bottom here, we're starting to get some caramelization and a little bit of a fond here. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's what we want. So what we're going to continue to do at this point, now we got the caramelization going on, is we're going to start to deglaze it. I have a dry red here, a Cabernet. You want to make sure you use a wine that's of a drinkable quality. And we're going to add in a good bit of that. We're going to deglaze this multiple times and end up using this entire bottle of wine. So this is going to be, we're going to build our flavors nice and slow. We give this a stir, and as you stir, you're scraping all those little bits of goodness off the bottom of the pot back into the flavor. Now that you have this all settled again, keep your heat there on low. Just kind of half cover it. Now leave them some room there and just let it go. Another hour, go do something else, come back to it. I'll see you in about another hour. I'm going to go fix my snowblower. Alright, we got the snowblower all figured out. Take a look at this again. And big, deep flavors in there again. That's simmering nice and low, as you can see. On the bottom, it's all developed again, so I'm going to turn up my fire just a little bit for a minute. Get it nice and hot. And then we're going to deglaze it again. This time I'm going to put in a good 1.5 cups or 2 of wine. And we're going to repeat this process, let all this liquid cook down until all the wine is gone. We're going to use a whole bottle of wine for flavor here. Onions and the wine is the flavor in this dish. And the butter, of course. Going to hit it up with a little bit more black pepper. And at this point, I'm going to add in some bay leaves. I'm going to put like 4 good-sized bay leaves in there. We'll pull them out later. We want that flavor to get all the way through everything. Alright. So we got that cooking. We're going to turn it down some. And just let it go. Now this dish takes a while to actually make, but the active time in and of itself is really, really small. So it's worth the wait, trust me. Okay, so here we are. We're reduced down. We've added the whole bottle of wine, and we've caramelized it several times. And our onions are this rich, deep, delicious color. Now is when we're going to add our stock and make our roux. Now I'm going to use a vegetable stock today. I'm going to use Better Than Bouillon's meat product I like to use. So I'm going to use 1 teaspoon to make a cup. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of the vegetable flavor. And then they have a roasted garlic flavor that's really good too. I'm going to use a tablespoon of that as well. So I'm going to put in a total of 9 cups of liquid here. We're going to get that all in there. Now, you can feel free to use a beef broth, or that would be very traditional, but I want to keep this vegetarian friendly, vegan friendly. So there we go. We got that in there. And now we're going to make our roux. Now, a roux, that's R-O-U-X, is your classic way to thicken things. And it's 1 tablespoon of fat or oil to 1 tablespoon of flour. So I have here a 1/4 cup, which is 8 tablespoons of this all-purpose flour. And we had the stick of butter in there, which is 8 tablespoons. And we are going to go turn up our heat here and stir this flour in. Get it all the way incorporated there. And we need to let this cook for about 5 minutes to get the rawness out of the flour. And this is going to get thick in a hurry. Look at how thick that's getting. Right now that is wallpaper paste. And it is only going to get thicker. Now to this we're going to add cold water. So if you have a hot roux with cold water, you won't end up with lumps. So I'm going to let this cook for just a minute. I'm going to get my water ready. been just a couple minutes. It's all cooked up. Now we don't want to burn it because you could really dramatically change the flavor right now. All we want to do is have the rawness of the flour cooked out. So that's been cooking for a couple minutes. And now I am going to quickly add my water. Give that a good brisk stir. And turn up my heat and bring this to a boil. We're going to bring this to the boil, then reduce the heat and let it simmer for another hour and a half. We'll come right back to it when it's done that. Okay, our soup has been simmering for a good hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. I added a good heaping tablespoon of thyme into it and my secret seasoning ingredient, with just a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And if you put in about a tablespoon of it, it really draws out the flavor. And you want to do it to taste, and taste it back and forth. And you'll see how much deeper this color is now. And it is luscious. And let's get ready to give it that nice bubbly gooiness that everyone likes. So I have my bowl here. Okay, so I got my ladle here. I'm gonna grab a couple ladles full of this soup. There we go. You don't want to overdo it. And now what we're going to do is I have here some crusty bread, which I toasted with garlic butter. And I have a compound butter recipe in another video. We're just going to drop those fruits in there. And we're going to add our cheese. I'm going to put in a little bit of cheddar. Some pepper jack, and then I'm gonna put on some grana padano. I'm gonna use my coarse grater for this, and just let that go on top. Now at the restaurant you get it, and it's all bubbling over the side, and all that does is piss off the dishwasher, and we're not at a restaurant, so we don't want to do that. We have the broiler on high. Gonna take this, put it onto an oven-safe sheet, and stick it right underneath my broiler. And just till it gets bubbly. Okay, it's been in here for about 45 seconds. And we're going to very carefully take it out, turn off our broiler. And there it is. All nice and bubbly. And there you go. French onion soup at home. Restaurant flavor, big taste, a little bit of time, but delicious to eat. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe for more great videos. I make them every Tuesday on YouTube.